The financial struggles of Uber drivers, a comparative analysis with taxi drivers. Shocking truths revealed why Uber drivers are struggling more than ever. The gig economy promised flexibility and freedom, attracting millions to platforms like Uber. However, the reality for many drivers is far from the idealized vision of self-employment. As Uber continues to disrupt traditional taxi services, the financial struggles faced by its drivers have come into sharp focus. This in-depth article explores the financial realities of Uber drivers compared to traditional taxi drivers, uncovering the hidden costs and economic pressures that threaten their livelihoods. Prepare to be captivated by the shocking truths that reveal why Uber drivers are struggling more than ever. Share 1. Earnings per hour, the illusion of lucrative income. At first glance, Uber drivers might appear to earn more per hour than traditional taxi drivers, but a deeper analysis reveals a different story. Gross earnings versus net earnings. Uber drivers often report impressive gross earnings, but once expenses are deducted, their net earnings can be significantly lower. Hidden costs. Uber drivers bear the full cost of vehicle purchase or lease, maintenance, insurance, and fuel, which can dramatically reduce their take-home pay. Variable earnings. Unlike taxi drivers who have regulated fares, Uber drivers' earnings can fluctuate widely based on demand, surge pricing, and market saturation. Example: an Uber driver might earn $25 per hour during peak times, but after accounting for expenses, their net earnings could drop to $10 or $12 per hour. Chapter 2. Cost of vehicle ownership, a heavy burden. Uber drivers are responsible for their own vehicles, a significant financial burden that traditional taxi drivers who often rent their cabs do not face. Depreciation. The high mileage associated with ride-sharing services accelerates vehicle depreciation, leading to a loss in resale value. Maintenance and repairs. Regular maintenance, unexpected repairs, and wear and tear are ongoing expenses that Uber drivers must cover out of pocket. Insurance. Ride-sharing insurance can be more expensive than personal auto insurance, adding another layer of cost. Example: a driver leasing a new vehicle for Uber might pay $400–600 per month in lease payments, plus an additional $200–300 for maintenance and insurance, significantly impacting their net earnings. Chapter 3. Work hours and job security, the gig economy paradox. The promise of flexible work hours is a major selling point for Uber, but the reality often requires long hours to achieve a livable income. Extended hours. Many Uber drivers work 10–12-hour days to make ends meet, leading to physical and mental exhaustion. Lack of benefits. Unlike traditional taxi drivers who might have access to benefits through their employers or unions, Uber drivers typically do not receive health insurance, paid time off, or retirement benefits. Job security. Uber drivers operate as independent contractors, meaning they lack job security and can be deactivated from the platform without warning. Example: a full-time Uber driver might work 60–70 hours per week to earn the equivalent of a standard 40-hour workweek income with no access to benefits or job protection. Chapter 4. Regulatory environment, navigating complex legal landscapes. Both Uber and traditional taxi drivers face regulatory challenges, but the nature of these regulations differs significantly. Taxi regulations. Traditional taxi drivers must comply with stringent licensing requirements, fare regulations, and operating standards which can limit their flexibility but also provide a level of income stability. Uber regulations. Uber drivers must navigate a patchwork of local regulations that vary widely by city and state, creating uncertainty and potential legal hurdles. Impact of regulation. While regulatory frameworks for taxis aim to protect drivers and consumers, Uber's disruptive model often skirts traditional regulations, leading to legal battles and changing rules. Example: a taxi driver in New York City must adhere to the Taxi and Limousine Commission's regulations, which set fares and ensure driver protections, while an Uber driver may face inconsistent regulatory environments and unexpected changes to operating rules. Chapter 5. Income stability, the traditional advantage. Traditional taxi drivers often benefit from more predictable income streams compared to the volatile earnings of Uber drivers. Regulated fares. Taxi fares are typically regulated by local authorities, providing a stable and predictable income for drivers. Shift work. Taxi drivers often work in shifts, allowing them to plan their earnings more reliably and avoid burnout. Union support. Many taxi drivers are part of unions that advocate for their rights, provide legal support, and negotiate better working conditions. Example: a taxi driver working a set shift in a busy metropolitan area can anticipate consistent earnings each week, while an Uber driver's income may vary dramatically depending on demand and competition. Chapter 6. Driver support and advocacy, the role of unions. Traditional taxi drivers often have the backing of unions and industry associations that provide support and advocacy, a resource largely absent for Uber drivers. Collective bargaining. Unions negotiate wages, benefits, and working conditions on behalf of taxi drivers, ensuring better job security and income stability. Legal assistance. Union membership often includes access to legal resources and representation, helping drivers navigate disputes and regulatory challenges. Community and solidarity. Unions foster a sense of community and solidarity among drivers, offering a support network that can be invaluable in times of need. Example, a taxi driver facing unfair treatment or wage disputes can turn to their union for support and representation, while an Uber driver may have to navigate such issues alone. Tier 7. Conclusion. The harsh reality of Uber driving the gig economy has transformed the landscape of transportation, offering new opportunities and challenges for drivers. While Uber provides flexibility and the potential for high earnings, the financial struggles faced by its drivers paint a stark picture. Hidden costs. The true cost of vehicle ownership, maintenance, and insurance significantly erodes Uber drivers' net earnings. Income volatility. The unpredictable nature of ride-sharing income makes financial planning difficult and contributes to job insecurity. Lack of benefits. The absence of health insurance, paid time off, and retirement benefits leaves Uber drivers vulnerable to financial instability. In contrast, traditional taxi drivers, despite facing their own challenges, benefit from more stable income, regulated fares, and the support of unions and regulatory frameworks. As the gig economy continues to evolve, addressing these disparities and ensuring fair compensation and protections for all drivers will be crucial to creating a sustainable and equitable transportation industry.